As you can see from our last video, I tend to get a little emotional about this, but let's just get right into Boston Marathon Bombing Chronicles Volume 5. Alright. Now let's start with Pete Williams again. 3:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pete Williams says that according to authorities reporting on MSNBC that responding officers found a pressure cooker. FBI was interested in this area based on info they developed, interested in checking out people in this area, and name of a person arrested was on list of people that the FBI was looking for on their tips. Now tell me this, if they had a tip, why didn't they give that to the American people? Why didn't they do that? Why instead did they give the wrong photos to the media to be shoved down the throat of everybody else? See, it's to discredit people like you and me, anybody that followed that narrative or called bullshit on that narrative. See, what they do is they give you the false information. Then you post the false information, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, this guy got the fucking, he's got the fucking goods, he's got the evidence." And then a day later, half a day later, whatever the case may be, they find out, oh, that wasn't the guy. And then now, because you've used information that the FBI gave you, fuck you FBI, by the way, because you've used information the FBI gave you, now you look like an idiot because it turned out to be wrong. So that's part of their fucking plan. Remember that. And know that that actually makes good goddamn sense. Moving along. 3:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. National Guard is on the scene. Lester Holt overheard that 2 suspects in custody and 2 on the run from state police officer that approached media. 2 suspects in custody, 2 are now on the run. This was reported on MSNBC. See, that's definitely another thing that will be in the documentary. Moving right along to page 11. At 3:13 Eastern Standard Time, FBI and a U.S. agent are on screen. On the back of his jacket, it says simply U.S. agent, and he's standing next to somebody that has FBI across the front of their chest. Okay, that was on MSNBC at 3:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 minutes later at 3:15, and you know, MSNBC, CNBC, and NBC they're basically Obama's lapdogs. Okay, they go along with everything and anything that Obama says. Did you see the meltdown that Chris Matthews had that one time when Obama didn't have the best debate? He couldn't believe it. He was fucking devastated. So remember, NBC are the lapdogs of the Obama administration. How funny that they would break in special report status. And what I mean by that is that it wasn't just on CNBC, it was on MSNBC and all the local NBC affiliates, okay, which will be Channel 12 here in Arizona. They were the first ones to go live with the special report. Why? Because they got good inside information that was not allowed to CNN or Fox News or any other affiliates. See a pattern here? See a pattern here? Anyways, moving right along. At 3:19 Eastern Standard Time, FBI knows their pictures but not their names. That's being reported on NBC. At 3:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, weather is making it so air support has issues getting up in the sky. Now, remember earlier, I reported that Fox and I believe CNN, you could see the helicopter circling with the spotlight on. And they showed that particular replay throughout the fucking night, okay? But now, all of a sudden, the weather is making it... I don't know how the weather made it such an issue, because it's not raining. It didn't rain until after the suspect was caught. Or I should say after Jokar was finally caught in the boat. It didn't rain until after then. Because I remember turning on the TV about 2 hours later and be like, oh, well, that must, you know, how convenient, you know, it's raining, wash away evidence, or this or that, or... But there were a lot of chemtrails that day. Or that evening, I should say. Well, that day, too. Yeah, so that, the weather making it, you know, making air support having issues getting up in the sky, that will definitely be in the documentary as well, as also will be the helicopter with the spotlight, you know, footage. Let's see, at 3:30 a.m., no casings found at the scene of the shootout. What? Let's read that again. At 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, there are no casings, no gun bullet casings found at the scene of the shootout. There are 6 unmarked cars just left. They just left the scene. 2 people per vehicle, all in camouflage. Fatigues equipped with quite a bit, including night vision goggles. Officers at the ready, military-style vehicle coming on scene answered to Boston PD with affirmative head shake. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Hey, did I tell you that I'm CIA? No, you gave me an out. You asked me if I'm Boston PD. That was reported on NBC. So at 3:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, everybody assured this manhunt and the marathon bombing are linked. All networks have reference to this notion, but everyone is waiting on FBI to confirm. This is on NBC, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, everyone. Okay? Let's see, at 3:36 a.m., we have 1 suspect shot and injured in custody during confrontation with police. Have heard reports that a 2nd suspect is in custody. That's from NBC. Now at 4:01 a.m. excuse me. Now at 4:01 a.m., Michael Levine, producer from Department of Justice, says, and this is a quote, I'll do this when the quote ends, federal law enforcement now does believe that what is going on around MIT may be related to the bombings on Monday. Boston police may have arrested someone with similar features from one of the suspects from the bombing. The situation started with some sort of robbery at a 7-Eleven that was close to MIT. Police respond and one of them is killed. Police give chase, suspect throws bombs and such. That's being reported on Fox News. Now at 4:04, excuse me guys. Now at 4:04 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Molly Line references a command center that today's briefings will be held from. That was reported on Fox News, and how funny that they would have to have a mobile briefing unit. They meant to be in this thing in the long haul. They knew they were going to have people on martial law, shelter in place for quite some time, while they swept up all the evidence at the bomb site, while they swept up any evidence and gathered up their patsies throughout the fucking city. See, because if you read an article by, I believe it's the New York Times, and it's entitled FBI hatches most terrorist plots. Take a gander, you'll see the connection. So, moving right along at 4:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, naked man still in police cruiser and still on scene. He's been questioned 3 times. This is being reported in CNN. Some fucking weird shit, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Okay. Moving right along at 4:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. FBI finally confirms ties between Boston, MIT, and Watertown. Big surprise, NBC got the scoop. And that big surprise NBC got the scoop is in not quotation, but parentheses, which means it's a personal thought on mine. Remember I mentioned that they were the lapdog of Obama's administration. Big surprise, they were the first ones to say it. Okay? And that was reported. So 3 minutes later, FBI, this is a quote, FBI did have some ideas, you know, what they were precisely, we do not know. And this is in reference to the FBI presser. Apparently FBI had a few names to go off on top of the video released and mentioned that the FBI was to focus on this area of Massachusetts. That's from NBC. Notice the difference between the pertinent information that NBC gets versus the disinformation that CNN gets or that Fox News gets. There's a pattern here, kids. There really is. Page 13. At 4:15 Eastern Standard Time, air support is in the sky, in direct contradiction with the Fox reporting that the weather was not allowing any air support. That will definitely be in the documentary. And in parentheses, I actually wrote here that this will occur once again with the boat scene. See, because they'll tell us that they couldn't get air support later in the footage. And I haven't got that far in the footage, but I do remember from watching it the first time as it happened that they make mention, they're like, well, God, why didn't you guys send in a helicopter? And they say, oh, well, it was because of the weather and such. Now, if they couldn't send in a helicopter or air support, how the fuck did they get that aerial footage of him in the boat? All you have to do is open up your ears and listen to what's going on. And this was actually an important time in history where people needed to perk up their ears and listen to what was happening. But instead, people nowadays, the only time they perk up their ears is when they hear about where LeBron James is going to play next year, or what Justin Bieber's favorite pizza topping is, or any set of mindless bullshit. You ask 10 people, you gotta ask 10 of your normal friends what Army Regulation 210-35 is, or what the Rex program is, or Rex 84 is, or what NDAA is, and they'll give you that look that says, I don't know. But you ask them how many fucking touchdowns Peyton Manning threw for last year, or how many fucking points Kobe Bryant scored this year. Oh my God! You've got somebody giving an answer, and then somebody jumping. No, that's not right. But oh yeah, see, they know about that shit. They don't know nothing about anything important. That's what's. Nah. Well, I hate to say that something's wrong with America, but that's one of the things that's wrong with America. There is something vitally wrong with this country. So, we're going to have to move on to the next video. We're after the 14-minute mark. And, yeah, let's get moving along. I'll see you on the next installment.